A new era begins as OKTAGON MMA, Europe's best MMA show, is coming to the UK for the very first time. OKTAGON 48 will go down on November 4th at the world-renowned AO Arena in Manchester, where UK fans will experience the electric atmosphere and heart-pounding action that OKTAGON MMA is known for across Europe and beyond. We will bring some of MMA's biggest names, plus a feature bout that puts two UK stars that nobody would expect to see inside the cage going head-to-head after 10 months of vigorous training.
Ladies and gentlemen, crowd, one more time, Paul Smith!
One of the UK's best comedians will take on reality TV superstar Jake Quickenham.
This, the fight that many people have had their eyes on.
You will see UK MMA's rising star, Liverpool's Shamrock.
And one of the most well-known, most dangerous.
This phenom has already racked up 8 victories before the time limit, with 7 of them in the very first round. And the cherry on top will be the grand finale of the MMA reality TV show, OKTAGON Challenge, England versus Ireland. After 2 months of the TV show, at this night in Manchester, the OKTAGON Challenge champion will be crowned.
That's it!
Great Britain, OKTAGON MMA is coming. November 4th at the AO Arena in Manchester.
Zápas dvoch Mateušov, Legierského a Kuzníka nám ponúkne veľmi zaujímavý súboj medzi 3 a 7 v ľahkej váhe.
Jen 26 let, talent od Boha a úlovky jako Paradiser, Bahník či Štrbák.
Mateusz! DYNAMITE! Legierski!
První šampion lehké váhy Mateusz Legierski je v oktagonu stále neporažen.
V júli sa po 2 rokoch vrátil na štvanicu, kde v 3. kole utiahol rozbehnutého kohouta.
Yes! He does it! Oh my goodness! Legierski is back!
Skúsenosti však budú na strane 27-ročného Kuzníka, ktorého v tomto zápase mnohí podceňujú.
Jenže, nenechte se mýlit, Kuzník svůj profesionální zápas absolvoval už v 16 letech. A za tu dobu, co zápasí, bojoval se jmény jako Klein, Štrbák či Paradiser, kterého uškrtil ve 2. kole.
Teraz má však na konte 23 zápasov, teda skoro 3-krát toľko než Legierski. A do súboja ide s 2 výhrami v rade.
Bude Kuzník tím, kdo jako první v oktagonu odpálí polský dynamit, nebo se Legierski přiblíží k boji o titul?
So here we go. Matěj Kuznik making this walk down the red carpet towards the cage here in the O2 Arena in Prague. Fighting out of this city, representing Reinders MMA, and currently on that 2-fight win streak. 2 impressive fights. The gritty win against Christian Simon back at OKTAGON 29, and then he fought on OKTAGON 37, beat Ozan Aslanda. Was looking for a takedown. Aslanda looked to get back up, completely blew out his knee in that point. A nasty injury, but that put him on a 2-fight win streak. And he had a look in his eye. When they announced this fight, I spoke to him pretty close after the announcement, and he had this look in his eye where he feels this is his chance to really solidify himself in that top 2, in that top 3, and in the conversation for lightweight gold.
Has been with us for so long now and put on so many incredible performances, but I feel there's something special about tonight for him. He's this whole week when I've seen him around the hotel, he seemed happy. You know, he seemed to have that smile on his face and just enjoying the experience and understands the opportunity he has in front of him. And if he can put it all together tonight, like you said, you could see him challenge the gold.
So you see there his coach, mentor, Andre Reinder there, put his mouthpiece in. You'll also see Václav Holota, that's the guy with the cap on backwards. He is a very good jiu-jitsu practitioner. And in fact, when you look at Kuznik, when you talk to the likes of Tikota, when you talk to the likes of Jan Malak, who train with this guy day in, day out, they talk about his grappling. He has been grappling since he was like 15 years of age, a record of 14-3 in grappling bouts, prefers to wrestle. Somebody called him the Czech Habib at one point, and he said, no, Habib is the Dagestan Kuznik.
Well, that's some confidence that you have.
Really, right?
But we know the style he's going to bring, and it just depends if he can put it together. As he enters here at the Octagon cage.
Yeah, he is in here, set and ready for the fight of his life in front of 20,000 fans. As we get set to welcome his opponent, this man, the first ever lightweight champion in Octagon. He has already carved his name in the annals of history for Octagon MMA. He stepped away from the promotion and came back. He came back and took on the one, the only Mateusz Kohut. That was at Octagon 34 in an exquisite performance. Kohut had really risen through the ranks, really caught the eyes of a lot of fans with his fights against Jan Malak, with his knockout wins against the cage with his elbow that he's come from his Muay Thai background. But then he was manhandled by this guy, Mateusz Dynamite Legierski. And as soon as Legierski got the finish in the third round by rear naked choke, the first thing he did was make that belt sign. He has come back and he has got Keita's name in his mouth, as a lot of the lightweights have. But he said, I want my belt back.
Yeah, Legierski here coming in here to try and make a statement. Kuznik trying to put himself up in the rankings, but this guy right here is in line for gold if he can get this victory, and if he can get it in impressive fashion. He, like you said, has Keita's name in his mouth. He needs to put on a real performance here to show us that, you know, Keita's been smashing through everybody, has really been demolishing people and making them look stupid in the cage. So for him to want a challenge, for us to believe that it's possible that he can beat Keita, he has to put on one hell of a performance tonight.
So both guys inside the cage. This fight will see the Czech Republic, the Prague own fighter, Matěj Kuzník, taking on Mateusz Dynamite Legierski from Poland. 1 year the younger Legierski. He has the height and the reach advantage. Experience on the side of Matěj Kuzník, but the tip sport odds on the side of the Polish fighter, the first ever lightweight champion, Mateusz Dynamite Legierski. They are just numbers. We will find out what will go down inside this cage. As we said, as you saw on the promo, this is a lightweight contest that could have lightweight title implications. So, set and ready we are. Let's stop the music. Let's hand the man with the mic. Let's hand it to the man with the mic. Let's do it. Let's hand it to Andre.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is a lightweight bout scheduled for 3 rounds, 5 minutes. And the referee in charge is Jan Voborník. Let me introduce you both fighters, and we will start in the blue corner. He's 27 years old, stands 176 centimeters tall, weight in 70.6 kilo. Represent Reinders MMA, and the coaches in his corner are André Reinders, Martin Podlucký, and Michal Novotný. He has a professional record of 25 fights, 18 wins, 11 finishes, and 7 losses. One of the youngest champion of Czech Republic in age of 18 years. Fighting out of Czech Republic, number 5 in lightweight ranking Octagon MMA, Matěj Mateusz Kuzník. In the red corner, he's 26 years old. Stands 179 centimeters tall, weight in 70.6 kilo. Represent Octagon Team Češin. And the coaches in his corner are Michal Mankiewicz, Amadeusz Rybica, and Pavel Koloček. He has a professional record of 9 fights, 8 wins, 6 finishes, and 1 loss. Representing Neruda Cup Team Tip Sport. Fighting out of Poland, former lightweight Octagon MMA champion, Mateusz Dynamite Legierski.
Guys, you know this game. Go hard for win, but stay within the rules and make it always fair. If you want to touch gloves, do that and step back to your corner. Best of luck for both of you.
Final instructions for our main man in the cage, Jan Voborník. He will take charge of this lightweight contest. Matěj Kuzník in the white shorts, blue corner. Legierski in the red corner, black shorts. The tip spot odds in his favor as well. Me, Brian Lacey, alongside Luke Barnett. Off we go, Luke. So much we will find out in the opening minutes of this fight.
Both active from the outset.
Yeah, meeting his man in the middle as Kuznik looks totally outsized, but not outgunned for sure. Oh, nice.
Right hand lands. Swing and a miss, though, from Legierski.
Oh, this is where Kuznik likes to thrive. Looks for these takedowns up against the cage. His chain wrestling is really strong, Luke.
Tries to get those hands together, manages to get a C grip.
That's a oh, he needs to turn him over. Really good stuff from Kuznik there.
Easy work from Kuznik to get that down to the mat.
And this was the question we asked. Would he be able to do that to Legierski? Legierski, we know how well-rounded he is, how dangerous he is. But Kuznik has answered that question in less than 40 seconds, Luke.
Yeah, done well here with good shoulder pressure, but we're getting the guard well here, Legierski. Interesting to see how this plays out. Early on, dry.
Yeah, Legierski has 2 wins by submission. There's a good grappling pedigree, but I've talked to a lot of the fighters out of Reiners MMA. They talk about the pressure that Kuznik can bring. Oh, look at the reversal. Oh, steps
gives
over.
Up the back. Gives up, oh, great reversal there from Legierski. Almost give up the back in that exchange. It gets on top, gets perfect head position, and now he's the one admitting the top pressure.
And he certainly will be the heavier of the two coming into this, right, Luke?
Yeah, you can see the size difference just in the length of the torso of Legierski as well. Looking to try and use that butterfly hook on the left side. Trying to elevate, ducking under now. Gets 2 double butterfly. The long limbs of Legierski making it difficult.
Oh, look at this. Trying to work his way out the back door is Kuznik. Legierski just pressures his way down into side control. Now looking to step over.
Can't quite beat the knee.
He might have mount.
Can't quite beat the knee.
Yeah.
Good work. Gets that butt scoop to get himself back and regain that half butterfly guard.
And we saw Kuznik use that grinding head pressure in his top position. Legierski looking to get a bit of payback there, Luke. Oh, sliding across.
Beautiful work to try and get to the 3/4 mount. Doesn't quite get it. Gets returned to the half guard. Good back and forth battle from these two, but at the end of the day, Legierski on top, now suffocating his man as well.
Look at that old look at that, look at that deep half sweep.
Needs to be careful of that triangle attempt.
Yeah, straight into that.
Kicks off, tries to go, but gives on the back.
Wow.
Great.
Wow. This,
Kuznik.
how high level is this grappling, right? We saw the takedown from Kuznik earlier, the reversal then from Legierski, and now we've just seen Kuznik come out with that deep half sweep. And now back to the feet, Legierski. Wow.
Easy work from Legierski to get back up there, showing athleticism, using a lot of energy, I feel. Needs to be careful leaving that leg out. Might get tripped back down to his feet here. Looking for that remat. Good work, though, from Legierski, getting that right elbow in between to separate. That really puts a lot of torque on the grip of Kuznik.
Oh,
but he still manages to convert almost. Oh, great work from Legierski to stand back up, straight leg as well.
Oh,
nice knee,
really nice knee.
Kuznik trying to
He's
separate his man
sticking
from
to the back though, right? That's the thing.
Again, going for that knee. Gets it back down to the man, needs to be careful with the reversal.
He was more aware of it that time. Now back into the center of the cage. In open water, Kuznik again with top position. 1 minute 15 seconds left in this first round. And this is some pace, right? This is 100%.
Yeah, these guys are using a lot of power to control these positions and to escape. A lot of athleticism here from Legierski. He's trying to get back to his feet. He just uses his long limbs so well.
What a fight. Really, technically, these two. And again, if you are a fan of the grappling,
needs to be careful he doesn't leave himself open here from Plata. Does well to beat the knee, though. And again, the limbs of Legierski could almost try and get, if he can get that knee from under him.
Oh, yeah, look at the chin grinding into the face there of Legierski. The crowd here cheering as their man, the man from Prague, Kuznik, is on top, maintaining that top position, keeping the pressure.
Yeah, and it got reversed, but managed to reverse back and get on top, and definitely had more time on top in this round now as we move into the last 15 seconds. Not really any damage from anyone, just big grappling prowess. And I think overall Kuznik been on top and had control for more of the round.
Yeah, there we go. 1 round down. Whoa. And it has been a grappling masterclass between the two. The takedown against the cage, I'm sure we'll get to see that again. Kuznik getting reversed, then coming back. Really high-level stuff, Luke. Really, really good stuff from both these guys. And the other thing we're going to find out is that gas tank that they both possess.
You can see Kuznik was a bit laboured getting back to his feet, whereas Legierski seemed like animated and a little bit upset with that first round. Seeing the corners, I feel like it would be just to be one more of the same in Mateusz Kuznik's corner. Legierski needs to avoid this takedown early on. Here we'll see the highlights.
Yeah, break it down for us. This is the first takedown from Kuznik. Look at the way he works this.
Yeah, pivoted him over the hips so well here and just believed that he was going to get it. Did great there to end up in the half guard on top. Got swept and spent a large portion of the round on the bottom, but then you see this beautiful reversal. Ended up in the triangle, but that was enough for him to escape and dominate from the top until the end of the round. Another takedown here from Kuznik. Finds his base well. So the question was going into this fight, could Kuznik get it to the mat? That has been answered, yes he can. Can he do it consistently? Taking deep breaths, you can see that first round was a lot of output and energy used by Kuznik. Can he keep it up for all three?
We shall find out. Round 2 underway. Kuznik, blue corner, Legierski in the red. Off we go. Nice right hand again from Kuznik. Changes levels in on the single. What can he do with this?
Looks to bull him up against the fence. Can maybe switch to a high crotch. Wraps around the body. Good head position. Like you said, the size difference. Legierski just looking huge as he tries to trip and gets it. Beautiful reversal from him up against the fence, utilizing that knee and then just over grabbing with his right arm and pulling Kuznik back on himself. I've not seen that for some time inside the cage.
Yeah, really solid. He also used just gravity. You talk about that weight, used that to come down on his man.
And now, I mean, a lot of pressure on top. Up against the fence, has this knee ride. Trapping the leg of Kuznik.
Again, smothering the mouth. Old school tactics there from Legierski. You can hear the Polish corner super animated, as they always are for a Legierski fight. And you can hear Andre Reiner as well in that corner, whispering into the ear of Kuznik. He knows exactly what he needs to get out of this position. But saying it and doing it are two different things, right?
Especially Legierski here has a lot of good top pressure, a lot of control, has all of the moments in the right places. His right arm is underhook and utilizing that left leg as well. Just controlling all the crucial points. Maybe here could try and use this left butterfly hook to create some momentum to try and get a sweep. He did it in the first round, so we know he's capable of sweeping Legierski. But can he fall for the same trick twice? I think
that's exactly what I was going to say, because once you've felt it and you're aware of it, even when it's happened to you, you can be wiser to it the second time round.
Yeah, it was more of a pendulum sweep, like from the deep half. He pretended to go one way and went the other. It's old school and it's very, very effective. But like you said, once you've felt it once, it's very hard to do it again. At the moment, getting squashed underneath Legierski.
Yeah, Legierski keeping this top position. Just working away and doing enough to maintain the spot and watch that clock grind down as well. The other thing he'll be working on is that cardio, that durability of Matěj Kuzník. Every second on top where he's doing this, he's taking energy, will, might out of the man on the bottom, Kuzník.
Well, I said Kuzník in his corner, so getting all the right advice. Just very, very hard for him to make anything work.
The shoulder pressure here from Legierski.
He's just got such a long torso.
Yeah.
He's so, we don't talk about it very often. We talk about the short, stocky guys having good top control, but you've got such width with your limbs. If you can grab high, your legs can be long.
Yeah.
You create so much harder to move.
Yeah, and points of pressure you can really apply. You can see now that shoulder is burying that left shoulder into the face of Matěj Kuzník on the bottom. Really strong second round, and again, it might not be the eye-catching stuff or the back-to-back grappling exchanges, but it is a display of control, right?
Yeah, and if you're, as he tries to go over to the mount, doesn't quite get it, and if you are Kita sitting at home watching this, you see this is what he would try and do, I believe, to Lausanne, try and get him to the ground and then grind him out.
Again, Look at that shoulder of justice just burying into the side there of Kuznik. Stifles your breathing. Also, because your head turns to one direction, it makes it hard to switch your hips the other way, right? Because you've bent the top of the spine. The most important bit, the head, one way, which takes away all the twist and the torque that you can try and gain from your back in the other way.
Yeah, control the head, control the body. You can pin that jaw to the ground and you have a little bit of pressure on the hips, it's very, very hard to move. So that head position, that head pressure is so vital and so important here. Final minute, final 45 seconds of this second round.
Yeah, that has ticked away in front of us, and none would have felt it more than Matěj Kuzník on the bottom for the majority of this 5 minutes of the second round. And this has been the position of this 5 minutes. Top position, peppering shots, enough work to keep it. Jan Wybornik has, when he's asked for more, Legierski has given it.
Yeah, very tactical approach. And could be looking at 1 round each.
And that makes a big third round needed, right? A big third round needed. You cannot gamble on that first round going your way for Kuznik. And Andre Reinders, he is such a, oh, a nice right hand just to finish, just walks away. Checks the clock. But Andre Reinders is such an experienced coach. He will know exactly, even look at the speed he gets in there to put the stool down, to get his man, to get the oxygen back into his lungs. It's got to be a finish for round 3, right, to make sure.
I believe for both guys as well, they should still be looking to finish this fight. I think it's going to be very hard. No one's even come close so far. And Kuznik's managed to land that right hand in both rounds. He can find the distance on the feet and land very, very well. So maybe the idea now would be to avoid the ground and look to stand. Here's that right hand I talked about in the highlights of that second round. But that just motivated Legierski. Then he looks for the takedown, and he failed in here. Builds up to that single up against the fence, but does get taken down with this beautiful backward sweep here. Watch the right knee, shelves it, and then pulls him backwards.
Lovely stuff. And again, you talk about the size of Legierski. That will have helped, and that size also will have helped to maintain this position for the majority of the fight. Set and ready for round number 3. Look at the odds now, 5-1 against Prague's own Kuznik.
Yeah, the momentum definitely in the corner of Legierski, but first round was close.
Look how fresh he looks. Honestly, look at that. It's been such a grueling, but oh, looking for the takedown early here is Kuznik, working hard now on the double.
Gets pulled up the body though, really working hard, chaining this together. Almost got two of those.
Going back the same way.
It got reversed, exactly the same, but to the left side this time. So the same technique, but the opposite way. And now he's on the bottom.
And what
less than 25 seconds in, gets put on the bottom of the fight.
And you talk about, we talked about the sweep in the first round. You learn, right? You learn from certain moves. Unfortunately, Kuznik didn't on that time, and it might have gone the other way. It might have been a different direction, but it was exactly the same takedown that put him in this position, and quicker. 15 seconds into the fight, and he's on his back again.
I expect more of the same from that second round. Maybe Legierski will have a little bit more output in the way of strikes. But I feel like if you can just keep him on the bottom, like he did in the second round, he can breeze his way to victory here.
Yeah. Matěj Kuzník in a tough spot. Legierski and the clock against him as it ticks down in round number 3. And it has not been many of the fights, if any, where we have heard this arena. I say heard, but listen to the silence in this arena, right?
Felt the silence.
Felt the silence, you know. Make up whatever sentence you want. It's quiet in here, all right? And Legierski's done it with this performance.
Yeah, come in here and silence the crowd.
All right, that's what I meant. That's fine.
But doing it great. And again, like I said, not the most exciting style in the world, the way he's doing it, but it's so effective and it's so elite level, this. Even controlling Kuznik like this. Kuznik is a very good grappler, very strong, very good at getting back to his feet, normally, as we see him do there. But Legierski just one step ahead every single time. Look at those hips. Beautifully placed. Could maybe look to wrap the head now.
Yeah, and just turning the corner now, just taking that pressure away. And even that bit where Kuznik went, pushing their head down a little bit, manipulating that spine.
Half Nelson just going to pull him over or bullies him down there.
And into
Legierski takes that 3-quarter mount.
Oh my goodness.
Gives up the half guard, but happy to be there. He doesn't need to over push, doesn't need to look for positions that could get countered and could get reversed. Happy to be in the half guard on top, grinding away. As long as the referee keeps him there, he's okay. Halfway through this third and final round.
Kuznik now trying to make the way out. He might be up. What a great little push of effort from Kuznik. That's what you wanted to see, right?
Yeah,
and
nice
again,
surge, a good pop from the crowd. The crowd respond. They see that from Kuznik.
Again, it's one of those things that as a fighter in those positions, they don't just wear on you physically, but mentally, and that shows Kuznik is still in this fight, right? 1 minute 55 seconds.
Andre Ranger's extremely animated in the corner. I'm not sure quite what he's asking for.
He wants that takedown. He's just told him the time. Less than 2 minutes, and he's looking for it again.
Tries to go to the back. Does well, create some space. Wobbles though, deep breaths. Nice uppercut. Grabs the neck.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, lost it as he fell to the ground. That was a real moment there if he could have snatched the neck. Minute and a half left in this third round.
Yeah, Hail Mary of a submission attempt there from
almost too hard and hit the ground so hard that he lost the grip.
Yeah.
But has a minute left to try and create something and make something happen here. Needs to show urgency, needs to move, needs to hustle in these positions.
Yeah, he mustered it in the other side in his own corner. Can he do it again with 1 minute left? It's a difficult ask though. It's been grueling.
Yeah, grueling fight, and most of it has taken place with Legierski on top, burrowing his head into Kuznik's face.
40 seconds now. Look at the pressure he applies, just that point that he pushes down as he raises his hips, puts his head right under your chin. Still the Polish corner animated. They are watching the clock tick down, and we have 15 seconds left in this lightweight contest here. Octagon 43, the crowd here in Prague, they got behind their man, Matěj Kuzník.
Doesn't look like, to me, it's going to be enough as Legierski sees out this third and final. You have to think he's done enough to make his way to victory. He believes so as he stands up.
Oh, straight to the corner there, straight to the position of Andre Novotny and Pavel Neruda. A strong out in rounds 2 and rounds 3. Again, you talk about, you know, it might not be the most exciting, it wasn't big knockouts, like a phone booth fighting fight, but technique, game plan, fight IQ, control, that, you know, the game is winning the fights. The game is finding a way to better your opponent, whether by finish or on the scorecards. And Legierski, he's got as high a fight IQ as you're going to see of any fighter, right?
Well, Legierski almost beat Kuznik in his own game there, I feel. I mean, we'll see what the judges have to say, but I'd be surprised if it went in any other way. And he dominated in the grappling. Reversals on top, this beautiful takedown you see on the left side this time. Again, a very unorthodox takedown. I'm seeing more and more of them become the success story. And this, how he bullies him down with the half Nelson and just takes that 3/4 mount.
And it was control and top pressure, right? And that is part of the game. There's, you know, people get upset when there are not stand-ups in certain positions. But the game is, if you are in a bad spot, you've got to try and make something of it. He did get back to his feet. He almost locked up that guillotine, but as you said, when he hit the mat, just didn't have enough of a bite to keep it.
I fought tirelessly without it, you know. Kuznik went for everything, every opportunity he had. He tried his best up until the dying moments and the dying bell, and like he thought that was his moment. He grabbed hold of the neck and he went for it. Good on him. He tried to finish it. It didn't work out for him, but it's hard to know what the judges, how they're going to see it. I feel Legierski's going to take this victory home, but the only person that does know is the golden man himself, the golden jacket, the sparkles, the shine. That is Andre Novotny as he enters here.
Yeah, he's entering the cage. As before that happens, one of the managers of Legierski pointed at his ribs as if to say Legierski has an injury. Interesting if he did that with an injury. Let's find out. Let's hand it to Andre.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, let's see how the judges score this fight. All 3 judges score this fight 29-28 in favor of the winner, Mateusz Dynamite Legierski. Váš potlesk slouží samozřejmě také Mateusz Kuzník. Mateusz, jaká to byla válka?
Chciałem przede wszystkim przeprosić. Dałem słabą walkę. Ostatnie 4 miesiące robiłem po 3 treningi. Dopóki tego nie zmienię swojej dyspozycji, na pewno nie wracam do oktagonu. Muszę coś zmienić w swoich treningach. Mateusz jest zajebistym fighterem, dał mi mega opór, ale uważam, że jeśli taki zawodnik daje mi opór, oczywiście nic mu nie odejmując, to taki kaliber zawodnika, jeśli sprawia mi opór, ja nie chcę po prostu na razie walczyć. Muszę zrobić dobrą formę, muszę, nie wiem, pół roku dać sobie spokoju i wrócić, bo naprawdę chcę walczyć na wysokim poziomie, chcę walczyć o pas i muszę coś zmienić w swoich przygotowaniach. Przepraszam za słabą walkę, obiecuję, że następnym razem jak wrócę, będę mocniejszy.
Mateusz Legierski říká, omlouvám se vám za tenhle zápas, který nebyl moc atraktivní. Musím něco změnit ve svém tréninku, protože nechci nic brát Matejovi Kuzníkovi, ale já nemůžu předvádět takové výkony. Dám si půl roku na to, abych se lépe připravil a znovu předváděl ty atraktivní zápasy a vrátím se a v tu chvíli budu silnější. Dziękuję bardzo, congratulations.
Raga, przepraszam i dziękuję. Dziękuję wszystkim kibicom, dziękuję bardzo, kocham was. Do zobaczenia na afterze. Oktagon to najlepsza organizacja na świecie. I zdobędę tu jeszcze pas, zobaczycie. Będę mistrzem. Chciałem podziękować Amadeuszowi Rybicy, Patykowi i mojemu najlepszemu trenerowi na świecie i w Europie, Mecie. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję bardzo, dziękuję Mateusz. Ještě vás pozval na afterparty, to je v klubu Moon, tak na to asi sílu má. Tak snad bude i síla v přípravě. My se uvidíme v Moonu na afterparty a tam mu to můžeme vysvětlit, že musí něco nechat i tady. Děkujeme moc.
What a showcase of skill. Legierski said that he is sorry for such an unattractive fight. He obviously needs to change something in his training. He paid his respect to his opponent, Kuznik, and now he says he needs to take half year off, train and come back stronger. Then he thanked Prague, he thanked his entire team, and he said that Octagon is the best organization in the whole world, and we will see, because one day he will be the champion. And then, lastly, he invites us all to the after party happening in the club Moon.
Invite.
A new era begins as Octagon MMA, Europe's best MMA show, is coming to the UK for the very first time. Octagon 48 will go down on November 4th at the world-renowned AO Arena in Manchester, where UK fans will experience the electric atmosphere and heart-pounding action that Octagon MMA is known for across Europe and beyond. We will bring some of MMA's biggest names, plus a feature bout that puts 2 UK stars that nobody would expect to see inside the cage going head-to-head after 10 months of vigorous training.
Ladies and gentlemen, Prague, one more time, Paul Smith!
One of the UK's best comedians will take on reality TV superstar Jake Quickenham.
This, the fight that many people have had their eyes on.
You will see UK MMA's rising star, Liverpool's Shamrock.
And one of the most well-known, most dangerous.
This phenom has already racked up 8 victories before the time limit, with 7 of them in the very first round. And the cherry on top will be the grand finale of the MMA reality TV show, Octagon Challenge, England versus Ireland. After 2 months of the TV show, at this night in Manchester, the Octagon Challenge champion will be crowned.
That's it!
Great Britain, Octagon MMA is coming. November 4th at the AO Arena in Manchester.